Hey there, welcome back to Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. Thank you for joining us on YouTube. We are in the Cornish Cross meat production barn, and we're just taking a look at the flocks that are here on the farm now. And actually today we're just talking about what makes Cornish Cross meat chickens great for poultry production and what breeds are combined to produce the Cornish Cross bird. It's Melissa. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome back. Please do subscribe to our channel, Twin Oaks Farm Poultry, while you're here. We are interested in expanding our videos to some other topics that are relevant to rural lifestyle at some point, but we are in the thick of poultry production during the first half of the year here. So the videos are definitely going to be chickeny for a while. And as I said, we have a great opportunity to show you a very young flock and a flock about ready to go to the processor. So today we can talk about what features make the Cornish Cross meat chicken the best for poultry production. Thank you for joining us. We are looking here at a flock that is about 5 weeks old, and our production schedule, we take our birds to a USDA inspected processor at 6 weeks to process the live chickens into poultry meat. So this group will be going to the processor very soon. This bird is actually quite special. She's resting now, and there's two more with the same distinction in this flock like her. They are older than the rest of the flock. This one's quite interested in the camera here. But what happened with this bird and her two peers that are older is that they were in the previous flock actually, and when 6 weeks came around, they weren't ready to go to the processor. They had not grown uniformly with their flock, so they were runts. And we decided, since we had another processing date scheduled coming up soon in a flock that they could be integrated into, that with these birds here that we're seeing, we decided we would keep her and the less than a handful of other runts from that flock and let them finish growing and take them to the processor a little later. I was seeing if we could get her to face us. So she is actually, she's 9 weeks old, but she's actually the size we expect to see our birds at about 6 weeks. So you can see a little bit of difference. But these birds there are basically going to grow enough to be like her size within a week. And so really fascinating then is we can actually in this frame see this group of birds over here on the left of the short wall that's a week away from going to the processor, and we can see these birds over here on the right side of the wall that are just almost a week old. So that is the main reason, that's our number one feature that we want to point out with the Cornish Cross meat chickens that makes them excellent for poultry production is their rate of growth. They grow so quickly. So we're going from, hi cutie, we're going from this size, we got too close and we couldn't focus, we're going from this size at a week old to this size at 5 weeks old and about this size at finish. So in general, if you would keep Cornish Cross meat chickens, we keep them to 6 weeks, but if you would keep them to 8 weeks, the males are going to finish out about 10 pounds live weight. The females are going to finish out about 8 pounds live weight, and they're going to dress out as like whole chickens that you have for a table for supper. They're going to dress out at about 75% of their live weight. This is that rooster that was a runt, and he's close to about 10 pounds, and she's close to about 8 pounds as we would expect for their age. So our birds finishing at 6 weeks, they won't quite be that weight. We're probably more in the range of like 8 pounds, 7 to 8 pounds finish weight. But this rooster, we're calling it Mr. Big Stuff. He's a big guy. He's 9 weeks old, and the birds around him are 5 weeks old. So like I said, fast growth. Also, they're efficient growers. So they do like to eat, but they turn what they eat into a large proportion of meat when we process them into poultry. So efficient growers, fast growers, efficient growers. And then the other thing with these birds, which you can see, they have white feathers and they actually have yellow skin. And so that makes for a very clean processing. So it's just a nicer presentation of the bird when they are processed, basically. So it's so cute, though, to see the chicks. And they don't stay super cute like that for very long. Just a few days, really. But so these are, like I said, a week old, these little chicks. And then these are 5 weeks old. And so then the last thing, what breeds produce the Cornish Rock Cross meat chicken? Because this basically is not a purebred breed of chicken, but it's also not like a Frankenstein chicken. A lot of people have misconceptions about Cornish Rock Cross meat chickens and think, oh, somebody's messed with their genetics or messed with their DNA. That's not the case at all. This is basically a hybrid breed. So basically a hybrid, you get a hybrid when you combine two different things. So the Cornish Rock Cross meat chicken is basically a hybrid of selective breeding between purebred Cornish chickens and purebred White Rock chickens. And those breeds have been selectively bred over time, and that has produced the modern Cornish Rock Cross meat chickens. And I've been keeping the camera on Mr. Big Stuff there because really he's very, very handsome in that strong light under the heat bulb. It's hard to see that. And so then that's one of the hens that's the same age as Mr. Big Stuff. But when this flock finishes out in about a week, they'll all be very close to the size of her. And again, with her laying down, it's hard to tell that, but you can see a little more of it when we get them all in the frame. And then to think that they start the size of a chicken egg, and they're going to grow that quickly to become that size within about 6 weeks or so. And we do have, thought I would show y'all too, because this is part of managing Cornish Rock Cross meat chickens. The goal is for them to grow uniformly, and you can kind of control that some if you want to get like all males or all females in your flock. We get straight run, which means we take whatever's hatched, so we get a mixture. We get hens and roosters in our flocks. If you want to make them even more uniform in growth, you could get all hens or all roosters, but we order them straight run. But even then, we still have some that are not uniform in growth and tend to be smaller. So we've separated out some birds that are actually runts in this flock. So there's actually a pen of several there. The lighting is strong in there. But some of these birds will be able to make it to the processor with this flock, but a lot of these will end up going to the processor with this flock, and that will give these runts probably about 4 extra weeks of growth, which was the situation we ended up with that hen and with Mr. Big Stuff. That's why they're noticeably bigger than the birds that they're with. So these runts will go to the processor with this set of chicks. So thank you for joining us. Hope you enjoyed learning the features that make Cornish Rock Cross meat birds the most popular meat birds, and I hope you enjoyed learning the breeds that combine to produce the Cornish Rock Cross meat chickens, and I hope that you will join us again at Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. Please subscribe. We'd love it if you comment and like the video, and we'll see you again back in the barn another time.